When we were in Sedona, one of the things that we did was hit the downtown area. And Julie, your impressions of that?
The town itself was beautiful. They had some great shopping areas. We parked the truck and kind of footed it from that point on.
Yeah, it struck me kind of very touristy, like the kind of shops you would expect for tourists is kind of what we ran into.
Yeah, it was very touristy.
Yeah.
But it's a small town, so I get it. You know, the people that come and where you're going to make your money is going to be all those people coming in to see the Red Rock and go on those amazing hiking trails. So we just kind of strolled around. Because it was touristy, it was very expensive.
Now, you were on a mission. You were looking for earrings.
I was looking for earrings because I had forgot a set. I have 4 holes in my ears. And I had forgot a set, and I was worried that my ears were going to close up because they tend to do that. So I was like looking for a pair of earrings.
I got me some turquoise earrings, Indian made. They make me happy. They're Navajo made, which is not our tribe, but you can tell they're really well made. And I love turquoise, so.
Handmade Indian jewelry and beautiful, beautiful jewelry. We did want some coffee, and we did stop at a place that said it was the best coffee ever.
Sign said best organic coffee in Sedona.
Well, yes, that's what it said.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of on the movie Elf, world's greatest cup of coffee.
Yeah, but overall, it was a really nice place to stroll around. And they do have a famous market area, very well known, called Tlaquepaque. It is an arts and craft shopping area, a little village, and it has very, very high-end shops in it. We did stop in a whiskey shop, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so this was a place that seemed like they put together their own concoctions of liqueurs. So there was like these peanut butter flavored whiskeys and all kinds of different flavored.
Very highly unusual. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah, and they did offer a sample. So we were able to sample the peanut butter whiskey. None of these bottles had labels on them. They all just had the handwritten.
Like a paint pen.
Yeah, paint pen. Peanut butter whiskey, and that's like all it said. Interesting tasting stuff, because we did have some tasters, very pricey, which was kind of in line with
the whole village
place.
Marketing.
Yeah,
Right?
A lot of art galleries, was it jewelry stores?
Jewelry stores. There was some very high-end clothing stores, very few, but very, very pricey.
Yeah. So it's just, I think, one of those places that's kind of nice to stroll around and look around.
It was a nice wind down for us.
Yeah, we didn't buy anything there.
No.
Just strolled. Because we've seen this place on some YouTube channels when people have come to Sedona, so.
It's very well known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, out of our entire time in Sedona, we just spent minority of our time in the downtown area. Most of the time was spent experiencing the great outdoors. So we had one Sunday in town, and if we're able to hit church on a Sunday morning, we'll usually start our Sunday that way. And we did find a Catholic church in a town called Clarkdale, which was on our way to what would be the main destination of that day, Jerome, Arizona. But just a quick overview of our stop in Clarkdale. We stopped at St. Cecilia Parish, a very small church, a historic building. And it was just a neat experience. We were there like just after Christmas, so there was still, Christmas music. After Mass, we took a little bit of time to stroll through Clarkdale.
Yeah. Now, it was a Sunday, and pretty much the town was shut down. There was nothing open, actually. There was a brewery there that was closed.
There was a museum.
There was a museum that was closed, the Copper Museum.
Yeah, that museum looked like it would have been really interesting to go into, but I think they were just closed on Sundays.
Yeah, so we just kind of walked around the town, ended up in a little park in the center of downtown with a little gazebo in it. And in this little park with the little gazebo in it, the park hosts free events and concerts during the year, including summertime block parties and a Clarktoberfest in the fall.
Clarktoberfest?
That's interesting.
Sign me up.
Yes.
That sounds fun.
While we were walking back to the truck, we did stop and see a sign that was in front of that Copper Museum talking about the famous bank robbery in Clarksdale. And that was really an interesting story. And there was a chase and a crash and bullets flew, and it was like the Old West all over again.
Yep.
So that was a little interesting thing. And the gas station that was on the corner there was really fascinating to me. But they kept the old gas station look to it, including a sign that said gas 21 cents.
I always enjoy checking out these very small towns.
Oh, I love it.
Especially that preserve some of that old history that they have. So we got a little taste of that in Clarkdale. It would have been nice if some of the places were open, but we still got a flavor of it. So next it was time to get back in the car and head out to the main attraction of this one day, which was Jerome, Arizona, where we had booked an afternoon Jerome History walking tour. And we got to town with a little bit of time to spare before the tour, so we stopped in for an after-church lunch at a place called Clink Scale and had just a wonderful lunch here. So the ambiance in this restaurant was wonderful. There was jazz music being piped in. It kind of gave it this old, early 1900s feel, I thought. Very small town. The place was packed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had to wait for a table. The food was amazing.
Very good.
I had some fish tacos.
I had a grilled cheese, which I know you
I'm not a grilled cheese
have
guy.
some aversion to, but you did like the roasted tomato poblano soup, which was excellent.
And after our bellies were full, we had walked over just a couple of blocks away from the restaurant to the Jerome Ghost Tour Company. They're the ones who put on the tour. Even though on the day that we visited, it was raining, the tour went on rain or shine. And we had our raincoats, we didn't have umbrellas, and they were gracious enough to have umbrella loaners for the crowd that had gathered for the tour. And we love hearing about the Old West stories, and this place had much to offer, including a history that featured Wyatt Earp and Billy the Kid, who had once set foot in this town. Once upon a time, Jerome had the nickname of the wickedest town in the West.
About halfway into the tour, we were able to step into an old Catholic church called the Holy Family Church. It is the oldest Catholic structure in the Roman Catholic Diocese of Phoenix. This church has doors open for quiet reflection, but does not have a weekly mass schedule. We were lucky to get in because our tour guide said the doors are usually locked.
Yeah.
One very interesting place that you can visit is the building of the Old Liberty Theater. Originally built for $80,000 to show silent movies, it closed in 1929 and never converted to show talkies. So it was very fascinating to have a tour guide walk us through all the little secrets of Jerome, including the openings into the mine itself.
So this is a place, I think, if you come to visit Jerome, I'm really glad that we took the tour because there's so much history here, and unless you have somebody explain it to you, or unless you've done reading in advance, which most of us probably are not going to do, you'll walk away maybe with the sense that this used to be something, but you're not going to know exactly what. So spending an hour on a tour will really help you get an appreciation for where you are and the once upon a time significance of the place.
Yeah. Even though it had its glory days, then it kind of had a death, and then it returned. So that's kind of nice. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.